The Devtodev's retention report provides information on how often users come back to the app. It helps you measure customer loyalty and track when users stop using the app. This report allows you to analyze various types of retention and customize the settings for each. There are two tabs in the report, Table and Trends. Both tabs use the same installation date period, which can be changed in the top right corner. You can also apply a filter to the report using an existing template or a custom segment for more detailed data. To implement any changes, click on the Refresh button. The Table tab displays averages, medians, and a tabular view of retention statistics. It also allows you to compare daily cohorts against each other. Now let's discuss the different types of retention and their settings. First, you need to choose the retention method, either from installation to any event or custom. The retention rate is typically calculated as the percentage of users who return to the app on a specific day after installation, divided by the total number of users in the cohort. If you select the From Install to Any Event, this calculation method will be used. Besides evaluating engagement, this report is also useful for assessing demand and user interest in specific features. In such cases, you should select the Custom Retention method. This allows you to customize additional settings and calculate the metric accordingly. The first event refers to the specific action that users perform to be added to the cohort. This could be the installation or the first launch of the app in the classic retention calculation. The return event represents the actions that users need to complete in order to be considered returned. Unlike the classic retention calculation, simply opening the app on a certain day is not enough to be considered returned. Users must take a specific action specified as the return event for inclusion in the calculation. Let's consider an example to illustrate this. Suppose we've just implemented a new feature and want to determine the frequency and level of user engagement. Let's say it's a like or dislike button under a video. In this case, we select like or dislike events as both first event and return event. This allows us to measure user retention specifically for those who used a particular feature. Afterward, customize the retention type. Classic retention, the percentage of users returning to your app, or perform specific action, on a specific day after the first launch, or any other action. Rolling retention, the percentage of users returning to your app on a specific day after the first launch or any day later. Then we will customize the calculated by setting. Calculated by 24-hour intervals, it means that days for this user will be calculated by 24-hour intervals starting from the first launch, and not by calendar days. Calculated by calendar days, it means that days for this user will be calculated by calendar days. Also, you can check the box in the top right corner of the retention table and enable trend data. Trends tab shows retention on day from 0 to 30 and also day 45, 60, and so on. The dates of the first launch are displayed on the horizontal axis of the chart. For all these retention types, you can set the aggregation period to any desired period, days, weeks, months. If you choose weekly aggregation, cohorts will be grouped by calendar week and retention will also be calculated by weeks from the installation date. You can apply the events filter to all reports. It filters the report results based on users who completed the target event, and shows the percentage of users who completed a specific action, and then returned on day N after signing up.